Once upon a time, in a quiet village cradled by rolling hills and silver streams, there lived a girl named Amara. Her life was as fragile as the morning dew, yet burdened with more sorrow than any child should bear. From the day she could remember, the world had been unkind to her. Her parents had passed away when she was very young, leaving her to navigate life alone. She had a small, worn-out home, barely enough to shelter her from the cold winds and the bitter cruelty of the world outside. In her village, there was a tradition that a young girl of orphan status had to go through the ritual of visiting 7 houses, where she would serve and learn the ways of life, before she could be considered ready for her own destiny. For Amara, this journey was not only a test of skill but a trial of endurance, and each house became a chapter of pain in her young life. The first house belonged to an old woman with sharp eyes and a tongue sharper than a knife. Amara was tasked with cooking, cleaning, and tending to the old woman's garden. No matter how hard she worked, the woman found fault in everything. A burnt loaf of bread, a crooked broom, a wilting flower, each mistake was met with scolding and even slaps. Amara learned to cry silently, hiding her tears behind her long, black hair, while her heart broke a little more with each passing day. The second house was owned by a merchant, a man who had wealth but no compassion. He demanded that Amara rise before the sun to polish his golden utensils, scrub the marble floors until they shone, and run errands that stretched far into the cold, lonely streets. Sometimes, he would disappear for days, returning only to insult her work or punish her for imagined mistakes. The nights were the hardest, when Amara lay awake on the hard wooden floor, listening to the laughter of families outside her tiny room, longing for warmth she had never known. The third house belonged to a widow whose grief had hardened her heart into stone. She